Welcome to a very special 24/7 Eyes. This is called The Art of the Failure, also known as a in-depth look at, take my hat off a while, Trump University.
Trump University, which wasn't a university, has been shut down as a fraud.
So I just want to say this. You built a great company. There was no fraud. The banks all got their money, 100%.
Where's our graduates from Trump University?
Get the fuck out of here, you graffiti. What the fuck does that say? You dumb cocksucker! You can't even fucking graffiti!
The one thing I will say in former guy's defence, to succeed, you do need to fail. He's failed an awful lot, by the way, but hey, failure in Trump's case means, I suppose, more failure. He's not somebody who appears to learn from his failures. But before we go any further, I think we should hear from somebody who actually has a PhD from Trump University.
I'm not a doctor, but I have a PhD in recognizing bullshit when I hear it. I'd like to point out to everyone that we knew early on, as a matter of fact, everyone knew early on, that the people that were at risk of hospitalization and dying of COVID were those that were obese, had diabetes, were over the age of 65.
There's a rumour going around that some people actually bought a degree from Trump University. Alida Yabba Dabba? I have to say, the one thing about doing a deep dive and study into Trump University, you end up with a sense of humour that allows you to, imagine we were writing a letter on behalf of America to one Donald J. Trump. Response letters to Donald Trump for the United States of America on his application for the highest office on the land. Dear Donald Trump, we all saw the candidate for the highest office in the land should be held to a higher standard, not a lower standard. And we all saw the candidate for the highest office in the land should be able to withstand greater scrutiny and not cry like a big baby that it is election interference because we dare investigate your fraudulent corrupt business. Your company was already found guilty on all counts by a jury that your own lawyers picked and approved of insurance, bank and tax fraud, sending your long-time company accountant to prison. You also found liable as sexual assault in another case by a jury who heard the evidence. You also claimed in the past that because you're a celebrity, third rate in our estimation, you were entitled to grab a lady by the PUSSY. And although you lost an election fair and square, you cry and stomp your feet like a spoiled 5-year-old, showing what a sore loser you are. We've also received numerous negative reviews from many of your referrals who themselves are convicted felons, not to mention in detail the Trump University fraud and the Trump Foundation fraud. We regret to inform you, you are in no way qualified for the job. Yours truly, America. P.S. GFY. But we need some evidence about this Trump University being a pile of caca. Let's bring in Sherry. Sherry, welcome to 24/7 Eyes. Tell us about your experience at Trump University.
First of all, I signed up for the 3-day introductory seminar at $14.95, and we were told if by the end of the first day that we didn't want to stay for the 3 days, we could have our money refunded. I asked the instructor a lot of direct questions. They completely evaded answering them, so I started getting upset, feeling that this was not an actual learning seminar, but maybe just an upselling seminar. I tried to get my money back, and two other instructors were brought over and basically cornered me, telling me that I just didn't understand the material. I was confused. It's overwhelming. It's real estate. After all, I'm a newbie. If I just stay for 3 days, everything will become clear.
And how are you feeling now, the fact you can put on your CV Trump University, or you just put an F word, fail?
Well, what happened after that is I didn't receive my money back from the first day seminar, and they had gotten all of our financial information in the first day of the seminar. They, under the guise of working with us to achieve our real estate goals, we were going to become part of the Trump family. We were going to be mentored for a year. That was the gold package, which was $35,000.
Well, the Trump University did end like this, but at this stage, I feel the best way of really reflecting, not just on the Trump University, not just on the Trump organization's huge big fine, the Trump Taj Mahal, the Trump Casino, nothing wrong with failure, but Fox like to do this thing where they get in touch with those who have passed away. So I thought we should try and have a seance, or seance, or however you pronounce it, and see if we can hear from Fred Trump from beyond.
I always knew you'd blow it. You were always a fool, a joke, low rent. I bailed you out so many times. Your deals were all garbage. You couldn't even make money off a casino, you fuck up. I'm ashamed you have my name. Everyone knows why the women leave you. You're boring, broke. And I told you not to get fat. You pay porn stars and you're weak down there. Your kids hate you, especially the girl. How did a son of mine turn out so damn dumb? The brand I built is crap because of you. You're trash. You'll be lucky to stay out of jail. I may have lost my mind, but I never lost my business. I've been dead 30 years, and I'm still ashamed of you.
Somebody the other day was talking to me about optics, as in what you see and the perception. Okay, so when you see former guy, you may have a perception that this is somebody who has a particularly unhealthy diet. He's issuing instructions, no more unflattering pictures of him because he doesn't think that's becoming of a president. I'm not convinced that's his worst thing he should be worrying about.
These are radical left Democrats. They're lunatics. And it's election interfering. So I just want to thank you for being here. We'll appeal. We'll be successful, I think, because, frankly, if we're not successful, New York State is gone. People are moving out of New York State. And because of this, they're going to move out at a much faster rate. We have a lot of cash. I built a great business with my family, built a fantastic
I now need your attention because we have a moment of, well, a moment of solemnness is, I can't even say the word, a moment of you being solemn is required. Seriously, we need to be really sympathetic because Eric Trump is about to speak. You know, Eric Trump, the person, is not allowed anywhere near charity money because, oh, there's a criminal situation. But let's concentrate on the criminal situation into hand. As a senior person of the Trump organization.
And as to Don and I, every single witness testified. We have nothing to do with this. They went in, witness after witness. This is not what they did in the company. It didn't matter to this guy.
This judge, the animosity, the way he looked at my father in the courthouse was horrible. I've never seen such hatred in anybody's eyes before. Listen, Janine, honestly, my thoughts are the best thing I ever did was get out of New York. New York is a hopeless place at this point. It's so sad. This judge ruled against my father.
To a city. My father built the skyline of New York City. And this is the thanks he gets?
Donald Trump and the other defendants were ordered to pay $463.9 million. That represents $363.9 million in disgorgement, plus $100 million in interest, which will continue to increase every single day until it is paid. Donald Trump, the former chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, Alan Weisselberg, and the former controller of the Trump Organization, Jeffrey McConney, are each banned from serving as an officer or director of any New York company for 3 years. Mr. Weisselberg and Mr. McConney are also banned for life from serving in a financial management role in any New York company. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are banned from serving as an officer or director of any New York company for 2 years. And Donald Trump and his companies are banned from applying for loans from any New York bank or financial institution for 3 years. A new independent director of compliance will be created at the Trump Organization to ensure the company establishes internal protocols and meets financial reporting obligations. And the current independent external monitor will continue to oversee the company's financial dealings and ensure this fraud cannot continue.
And that is the lack of remorse that Judge Arthur Engoron referred to as near pathological in his ruling that came out today. We heard Trump say a number of things there that we do need to fact check. He said this is Biden directed. It's not. He said that Judge Engoron was overturned 4 times on the case. He's misrepresenting what happened there. He said this is a corrupt AG. We should also point out this is an AG that had scathing reports, 2 of them on sexual harassment and COVID numbers of the previous governor of New York. that ultimately preceded his ouster there. And he said that this consumer fraud measure was never used before. That's also not true. He said he did a perfect job, and there was an expert witness testifying to that. That was a witness that his defense paid for, just to be clear. Let's bring in Daniel Dale, our CNN fact checker, to go through these things. It's a lot to fact check there, Daniel. What can you tell us?
There's a lot, and you did some of my job, so thank you for that. But I think it's worth delving a bit further into this repeated claim that all this comes out of Biden and the DOJ, and it's Biden-directed election interference. New York Attorney General James filed the lawsuit that led to this judgment in 2019. So that is before Joe Biden even became president. And then let's see. She began the investigation in 2019 before Biden became president, and she filed a lawsuit that led to this judgment in 2022. That was before Donald Trump even launched his campaign for the 2024 election. So not only is there no evidence, Brianna, the timeline makes no sense whatsoever. Now, he repeatedly accused Judge Engoron of being corrupt and crooked, a serious charge against a judge. Zero basis for that whatsoever. Rather, he is a judge who came to a conclusion that Trump didn't like. Trump also claimed that Engoron ruled against him, he said, before even getting the case, didn't even know what he was ruling on. Now, it is true that Engoron found Trump liable for fraud before the trial began, which was a surprise to some people, but it wasn't before he got the case. Rather, he had received numerous written filings from both sides and came out with a detailed judgment about why he didn't have to wait for a trial to find Trump liable for fraud. So claim after claim, Brianna, just completely baseless.
Yeah, and as you outlined the timeline there as well.
You say people don't want to be involved in the Trump Organization? Dozens of Fortune 500 companies who are tenants in his buildings. People love working for the Trump Organization. The doormen, the guys that work in the elevator. There's no people that are complaining about getting swindled.
Miss James had her shoes off in court. Let's not forget that. I called it out in the closing argument, but it's true. She had a Starbucks coffee in her hand. She wasn't doing work. She wasn't sitting at the counsel table. She was in the back with her shoes off and a coffee. And at the end of the day, we're sitting there looking at this going, this is the state of our country. AGs are so comfortable in court that they know that they don't even have to do the job. They don't have to do the work. They're going to let their people do it. They're going to sit there and they're going to win. That's a problem. So we're going to go up to the next level. We're going to go to people that aren't running on a campaign, running to get Trump before they're even in office, and we will win. That's how.